guys, still the 25th, and I had a couple of questions on there. One question was on the comments, and another one was through Messenger. So I'll answer those kind of quickly if I can. You know, I go on sometimes, but one of them was about security in here and home invasions and things like that. We really don't hear much about that around here. My wife's got a really good network around. There's not much of it. I know when it comes to the doper guys, there's trouble and there's shootings and stuff like that. But that's pretty much that, or people not paying. Another thing that don't even play with is with a married woman. You know, that can run into some stuff. There's other vloggers out here, husband and wife team, that are talking about that now, about a couple that was killed, and come to find out, I guess she was married. They don't take to that at all. If you're coming here and you find yourself a young girl, you know, someone will lie to you, but you have to be real careful of that. Check into it. Don't fool around with a married girl here. There's really no divorce for them. And just don't do it, guys. It'll get you ventilated in your cranium. So I wouldn't play with that at all. But this place, I feel pretty secure. We've got a really good support people with Tata and his boy. We got the security. They come through here at night with flashlights. It seems like on the hour there's somebody walking through here. It's one way in and one way out. That's a good neighborhood over there. Tata lives over in this neighborhood over across there. I don't think anybody's going to come through there and climb in. There's the river on the other side, which is steep. You're not getting over that wall. The other side's way up at that end over there. It's like a farmland in the back. And the guards are very strict about anybody coming in here, even the workers. You've got to turn in their IDs and all that stuff. So that's pretty good. And then another thing was, I got hit on the messenger about, you know, why am I so freaked out about the dogs and everything? Well, what happened to me years ago, I got attacked, and thing come up on me and bit me in the hand, you know, and I picked it up and picked it up over my head. I had it still in the mouth and back leg, and I just slammed it as hard as I could into the ground, and that ended it. It was doing the fish gulp, and tossed him over the side, and it was pretty bad. I had a friend that was in a bar, and some guy was harassing him, and he gave him a shove, and the guy bit him, and he got this super bad infection because the guy's teeth were really bad, and he got a bad infection, and I was thinking this dog was pretty nasty, so I went ahead and went down to the doctor. Well, the doctor, you know, had to report it, and he said, you're going to have to get rabies shots. And I said, well, you know, we can get the animal and check the brain and all that. Well, before you know it, when he reported, the state police came, and they took me down to get a shot. Now, I don't know if it was an old shot or whatever, but I had a reaction to it. I got incredibly sick, wound up in the hospital for a couple of weeks, intensive care for a week. You know, my respiratory system was getting messed up, and I just had a terrible thing. And this was a forced one. I had no way out of it, you know. And those shots back in those days, they were something. I always thought I was a pretty tough fella, and I'll tell you what, I almost passed out. And it's a series of them. You don't just get one. So that's one of the reasons why, when it comes to dogs, you know, I just don't like how they are here. But it's anywhere. You know, I've had dogs come out crazy, and when I was in the States too, in different places, people get these mean dogs and stuff. You know, they say it's for protection, and they keep them on a chain and don't take care of them. So that's not just here. You know, that's pretty much anywhere. Another thing that happened when I was very young, a friend of mine, kid was just playing it. They had a big picnic, and a dog jumped over the fence from the neighbors, came over, and for some reason it took offense to this young boy, you know, my age, and chewed him in the face. And you know, still scarred to this day, scarred up pretty bad. So, you know, that's something. I don't want my kids getting chowed. I do talk to the people about their animals. The guy over here, he got them tied up now. Now it does jump through the fence, still on the chain, but they come out. Some of these dogs, you got to really watch on the motorbike because they'll come out and get under your wheel, and if it hits the front when you're going down. I've seen it a few times. We were coming into San Jose one day, and a guy was on a brand new white Click right in front of us, and he's cruising along on his shiny new machine, and a dog bolted out in front, hit the front wheel, and down he went, scratched his motorcycle all the heck. Wasn't hurt too bad, but the dog ran off, and you get nothing for that. Nobody will claim ownership of these things. So, you have to be careful. And then in my earlier video, the dog, how it just bolted out, on a chain still. To me, that's off the property, and that thing's fair game. It's not cool here. And they're not really like some people have pets. My neighbor down at the end of the street here, his are pets. The Ed up here that's going to give us a pup. He's got beautiful little dogs. They're pets. They love them. They take care of them. They're not stinky. They wash them. This one over here, the dog poops. It's got long hair. They take them up. You see them bath them all the time. There's a lot of people here who love their animals, and they take good care of them. But then you get other ones, and it's the same anywhere in the world. In my travels, I've seen it in a lot of places. It's not just here, guys. But you do see a lot of mangy critters. I had pictures of them. You go back on the videos. I had some pictures of some dogs in the past that, they're walking on the edge of death. That's how bad they get, and they don't care for them much. They just get let loose. Somebody lets them go. We had our friend Ronald had a nice white dog. I kind of liked that dog. He had it for a long time, and it only lived a couple of years. I went over one day, and, hey, what happened to it? Oh, it died. So the care here, when you've got a dog and you've got kids and you're worried about feeding them, the dogs last on the list, guys. And that's just seem how it goes. There is some poverty here. We've seen it. You guys out in the West, like in America, they consider even people on welfare super rich, because they got a house, they got a car, they got plenty to eat, because of the welfare system. But here, there's no support system for these folks. We do what we can for people here, and I know Tropical Tim does, and you help where you can. That's how we do it. We don't just give to some charity that's going to suck up 98% of the money and give 2% or even less. When we see something, we try to help out if we can, and I know Tropical Tim does. But there are a lot of people here that they do go hungry. We knew a family when we first lived in GMA. The kids used to go up, their breakfast was crackers and some water and some old rice from the day before. They didn't have a lot. I know the husband, he was out working all the time, but these guys come out here. The one fellow over here worked for a few days, and he said by the time he did his travels and paid his stuff, he was going to be going home with just a few hundred pesos. So it's tough for these construction guys. Another thing you guys need to be aware of, our friends that wear red, they're like the supervisors here, real nice fellows. They walked all the way up to Alpha Mart to get some stuff. And it's right by the police station, and they didn't have their face shield on. This was after the president said they're mandatory everywhere, even inside. And they saw some people outside having to sign a paper, and they didn't have a face shield. And when they came out, the cops said, hey, took pictures of them and made them sign their name and all that stuff down on the paper. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll find out, and I'll let you know what's going on. But right now, even when I went out yesterday to go down to Mandawi Foam, I had my Tropical Tim mask on, and I had the face shield and the helmet. Now, when I wear the other helmet that has the bubble sheet, I just leave it on. I leave the helmet on and leave the bubble down. They're getting you for the stuff, so don't get yourself caught up in this here. A lot of people in the West say, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Well, in your own country, you can do as you please. But here, we're wearing them, guys. My wife wears them, my mom wears them, the brother wears them. We wear them because you don't want to get tripped up on that. The president, one day he said you only need them in hospitals, and then he turned around and said, no, he didn't mean that, and now it's got to wear them all over the place. Outside, inside, all over. So that's that's the rules. And they're enforcing it now. I hope this is like the last throes of it, but they are enforcing this now. You don't want to get the cops and get on their radar. So best to just put it on, wear it, and be done with the problem. Now in here, I don't really have that problem. This is a closed-in area, and we're fine here. But when I hit the street, I have closed-toed shoes. My wife does too when we ride the bike. We both got our helmets on. We got our high-vis jackets on. Got my gloves, and we're keeping our head on a swivel. Her too. She's looking around too. She helps me drive when she's on the bike. She's looking around. I have to say, I love the mirrors. Out of all the bikes I've ever owned, this bike has the best mirrors stock that I've ever had. A lot of my bikes, I had to put mirrors that were either bend the ones that they have, heat them up with a torch and bend them out so they're out farther, or just buy a whole new set of mirrors so that I could see out the back. Now, when I was in the States for many years, I actually had mirrors that they bonded to my helmet. And it was a really good 3M glue, and I had them here and they came down. Now, I had them up high, so I had to look up to them, but I could really see around. I could swivel my head and see whatever I needed. I'd like to find that here. I've been looking for them. You still got to keep your mirrors on the bike, because if a traffic cop sees you or anything, they're looking. If you don't got a mirror, they pull you over. They did it to me on the tricycle one time. I had moved the mirrors off of the bike and put them up on the roof of the tricycle and had them out up so I could see good. And the guy stopped me. He didn't see the mirrors on the bike. And I said, they're here. I have them in the tricycle. And he was cool with that. He was, I didn't see that. So away I went. But they're going to stop you if you don't have a mirror. I'm not sure if the mirror law is one mirror or two, but if your bike comes with two mirrors, leave them on there. If it breaks, fix it. Especially if you're a foreigner here. Like I say, stay off of their radar, other than smiling and saying hi, like when we go through the checkpoints. I got all my paperwork. Keep a copy of your ORCR in your pocket, in your wallet, with your license, because they're going to ask you for it. It's the title here. They call it ORCR, but basically it's a title. Also, don't carry your original around. If you lose the original, somebody can get your machine. They have the ORCR. That's a possession, basically, and they can get your vehicle. When we sold the Piaggio, I gave the guy the title. He knew somebody. He said, I'll take care of it. I didn't have to go down anywhere. I just basically gave him the ORCR. He put it in his name. He's driving it around as we speak. So that's a very important thing. Get yourself a good firebox in here. We're still looking for one now. We're looking for a nice fireproof safe. We're going to put it on the floor in here and put our stuff in there. Passports, our really important papers we're going to put in here, and that's just how it's going to go. We're just trying to find a decent price on one. I'm hearing that if up in Manila they got a lot better prices. Shipping on them's a lot because they're heavy. They can't really be done on a motorcycle. So, there's a safe place up there. I saw some really good prices, but the shipping drove it up to pretty high. So next time we're up there, we have to go do the kids' passports again, and that when you redo your children's passports for the States, and they're under 16, you have to go there. You have to make an appointment, fill out all the forms, don't sign them. And I'm looking into this right now, and so that's something we have to do. We're getting everything done now, and then I haven't called for an appointment yet. I can get all the stuff I need online, and then we'll make the appointment when this COVID thing lightens up a little bit, so we can have a little ease of travel. We don't want to get tripped up going up there, going up to Manila. Now, there was a thing on there that they put in the papers that their medical board here in the Philippines said that they're calling Manila a low-risk area compared to some other areas. I don't know how that's going to do, even though the president just said mask everywhere. But just do it, guys. I'm serious. Just don't get your head up your butt and say, I don't have to follow that. Just do it. When I walk, sometimes I do take it off, and I put it back on. And I see a lot of Filipinos without them, but we're not Filipino. So just don't get yourself in trouble. That's just not what we do. We do wear them. My wife is really big on that with the mask and everything, and even wearing them properly. They're starting to say things about not being properly. You go into SM Mall here, you got it out so you can breathe through your nose, which I do sometimes. They walk right up. Get it up, and they're also like even Tim was saying, they have arrows on the floor now. And they'll stop you and make you go all the way back around. Even if you're going to cut through a place in the mall on the second floor to a store right there, you have to go all the way back so many feet and all the way around to follow the arrows. They're enforcing that. Now, when I was in the SM grocery store, every single person was going the opposite direction of the arrow but me. This is what you get. Now, I was following the rules. I'm not gonna get myself tripped up here. I don't need the headaches. I don't need to be on anyone's radar on that kind of stuff. But beautiful day. We got Coco a pair of gloves. I know he's digging. He's using a mattock right now and a shovel. They're digging a foundation. So we give him a pair of gloves because I know I've done that. I've done some digging, and when you haven't been digging in a while, you just blisters all over your hands. So I had a pair of gloves here, and hey, take them. He can have them because I'd hate to see him all blistered up and not be able to work for a few days. And it's a bummer. I've had them myself. So, but that's my answer to a few questions. I feel safe. There are a lot of security cameras here, and the way these new security cameras work, they're great. Hey, mister. Hey, there you are. But they go right to the phone. You can actually go. I could be in San Jose, super far away, and can click this thing on. It's got a battery backup in it, and I can click it on and turn it and have it look around. And the one inside, it's not the best quality one because it's just one of those little little fisheye jobs or anything, but it'll get a general look at people. This one here comes on when it detects motion, and like I say, even if you cut the power, it's got a battery backup. And I did disconnect the power to it just to see. I got it running off the power to the light, and just to see how long it would last. And it went a long time. It wasn't quite 24 hours, but it was almost. And then it sends you a notice to your phone, battery's low, and it also sends you a notification that there's no power. The power is getting low. So it was pretty cool. It wasn't that expensive either. I think the total cost I had was well under $100 for everything. And then put the app on the phone. You just follow their little cues and punch in the stuff. I'm not a real techie guy, but I got it in there. So it's nice. And there's my sweetie coming back. We're going to talk about what we found out about the school. So this is Rick Shaw, and you all take care now. You hear?